So I'm back. That was very fast. I adjusted my camera a little bit, made a short description. So I'm back to do that live drawing I was talking about in my Color with a Day video. And I think I did get the camera pretty much closer. I can probably get it a little bit closer. I'll just try to get it a little bit closer in here so that you'll be able to see better. Because I do draw, I like to draw these in the size that it will be in. And that means that this paper is what we call A5 here, which I don't know what is called in US size, but it's sort of half of a US letter size. And then I have to adjust this tripod tent that I'm sitting in. So to make it a little bit more stable. So here you go. We're here, and I'm gonna go for the 0.4 of my Unipen fine liners because that's what I really like to work with on this. And as you see, I do have quite a lot here, and you can see in here then in the end I'm starting to have some that I didn't even make that pattern on. So I'll probably be taking, you know, like today I'm taking one of these. Next time I'll probably take one that doesn't have one so that I can make the base pattern also for you. And then you can follow it, sort of see it develop from 0 to nothing. This is sort of, yeah, from a base pattern because I already drew some of those. And this is probably going to be relaxed time. I get relaxed when I do it, so we'll see if you guys will find it relaxing. I mean, it's definitely not stressing. And then you can think about positive, encouraging mantras or quotes. What do you mean your second free one yet? Do you mean the witty? But it's just to go in and grab it. They're all in on the pay hip. And I think it's sturdy enough. You're here, I'm here, and I'm ready to go, and I can't wait to go. So I might, you know, we'll see how it goes. Because I have been itching to draw. I didn't draw anything because Victoria wasn't home for dinner. I just had a piece of bread. Then I don't do the whole dinner thing when she's not here anyways. You know, no reason to cook and spend money on her food if she's not home. Then I'll just take some bread and that's it. So then I didn't have my whole after dinner cozy time in the sofa with her watching telly, because when she came home it was straight on to a bath and get ready for bed and everything. So I didn't have my usual, you know, couple of hours where I sit and chill in the sofa and draw. So I didn't draw today. So this is nice, yes. So I don't know if I'll go all crazy. Let's see how much I will do. But awesome to see all of you here. And yeah, it's definitely different than the weirdies. It's a whole different thing. I'm not coloring, I'm drawing. And I'm drawing for these positivity twister chill pills that hopefully will bring positive encouragement and, you know, a better love of oneself. If I get them to, you know, if I get the right quotes and get that feeling out that I want in them of just, you know, having a relaxed time. But I get very de-stressed when I draw these patterns because it's a very repetitive thing, and I enjoy it a lot. It's my sort of de-stress chill pill. That's hence the name. And I think that they are pretty de-stressing to color as well, because you really have to put no thought into anything. You know, you just choose your colors as not a given way. You can ignore the lines and graduate your colors or mix your colors up in there and, you know, just go with the flow, and then you have a flow to go from. And if you then at the same time, like, imagine that you got another page here, this is the book. It's going to be square. The book is going to be square. And then you'll have a positive mantra here that you read. And then while you're coloring it, you can think about it and look back and think about it while you're coloring it. And I think that then it will get stuck in the head, and you might, it has to be positive things that can sort of make you feel better with yourself, and hopefully, just, if you repeat positive things inside your head while you're coloring, is something that's a bit meditative, then maybe it will get stuck in there, and after a while you'll feel better with yourself or something. If you're not feeling perfect, I mean, none of us are always feeling perfect, are we? We all need a little bit of that extra, and that's what I'm wanting to do with this little book, or it will be a couple of little books, or how many, I don't know. Maybe I would like to do like a full year. I always like to do, full things. I think that could be really funny. And I think it's even something that can be revisited, because one day you feel one way and another day you feel a different way. So I'm thinking that it's very nice, and have actually the first 31 for 1 month. I scanned them yesterday, and I cleaned them, and I vectored them, so they're pretty much ready. They just need positive encouragement, and this one would be the 10th of the second set. So yeah, I take breaks because my arm is still, I have to sort of not overdo it too much. So I think if I just take it chill, and it's way better than yesterday. So definitely no harm in the arm. I think, it will fall into normal. It just has to get used to my new coloring routine, because I did 11 coloring sessions on December, and moved straight into the color weirdier day. So I've been coloring regularly every night for, I guess maybe 20 days or something like that. So I guess, like doing a new routine that you haven't been doing before, that regularly for that many days, it's when you're not big on exercise, etc. Then the body feels it. So because it's a different position, a different way of using the muscles in my arm. And hi, Doris, nice to see you again. I'm all better. So yeah, it's a nice thing, and I think, it could be more fun if I do these drawings live, and we can sort of, maybe all of us, think about positive, encouraging mantras that can be put inside the book. I mean, it's easy to do a Google search for positive mantras, but we might have some that are better, that are not all out there, all over the place. So that I think we're gonna, I'm just gonna go with the flow here, because it's a nice flow. I'll try to keep it. I wish I could get this one here a little bit like that, because then I can get a little bit closer to me. And you can see all my coloring here on my blue pad. SMS. Maybe I should get something nice over it, but it works for me. Exactly. I mean, I have my sarcasms and insults. I don't have a swear book, because some of the swears I just find too vulgar. I don't have anything against vulgarness, but it's already out there, and I wanted to do something that maybe was a little bit more intelligent than just saying fuck and pussy and cunt and all this thing. I mean, that's so easy, twat, waffle, and what's not. I mean, I do think it's funny, and I found them hilarious, but I made mine sarcasms and insults that fits better with my style of humor. So yeah. And now I want to do something with the positivity. I want to inspire positive thoughts, not negative thoughts. I mean, you inspire positive with sarcasm and negative and insults too. But this is a different kind. This is more like a healing kind, you know, like a healing process that one can do with oneself daily. And I think that just the fact that we give ourselves that time to appreciate and detach, and then maybe think about something that is positive or will encourage us to be a better version of ourselves, and love ourselves more. Not, you know, be a better version to yourself of yourself, not be a better version to others. I don't want it to be like, oh, you have to do this to make everybody happy or something like that. No, I want it to be, you have to do this to make you happy. You have to feel you. Hi, Beverly, nice to see you. So that's kind of what I'm thinking about this. This is what I want it to be, a happy self-therapy book where you work on your own feeling of yourself and your own, what's called, this one will fall, your own concept of yourself, the way you look and esteem yourself, and hopefully through it get more comfortable with yourself and get a positive outlook. Because if you have that, then you have everything. That's the whole idea and love I want to put in the book and in the collection of drawings. Oh, you got into finishing the picture, Heather. That's good. I'm looking forward to seeing it. So this is a different kind of thing that I will be trying to do regularly. I mean, they're small, they're fast. It's not going to be like 2.5-hour videos unless I decide to do 5 in a row, which I could easily do because once I get into the mode, it's difficult to pull me out, but I'll try to limit it so that it's just a short, nice little thing to follow the process of this becoming a real book. And, you know, then you have a chance to also influence what goes in the book, you know, say something brilliant that we can put in there and make it sort of a joint project where we all have our own little part. So if it's your own personal, if you come with an own personal mantra of positive encouragement, then I can put your name down as the quote, you know. That would be lovely too. And if you find a quote that you love, then please let me know if there is like somebody who said it, because we have to put the source of the quote in the book. I can't just put quotes in at random because it might be violating something if you don't cite your the source. Like for instance, Mae West said this, then you write that Mae West is the source, and then you should be all right, copyright-wise. So that's something I have to think about, you know. But if it's your own quote, then I'll put your name, and then that will be your page in the book. So think about that. That's pretty neat. I think so. I think it will be nice. I, of course, have some of my own sayings. I had one that I was thinking about today. If life throws you lemons, squeeze them and mix them with honey. You know? It's always a nice thing. But, you know, this is more like just a saying. I want it to be something that you can repeat to yourself to make you feel better. You know, to sort of give you a different outlook or in-look on yourself. I don't know. I'm not very good at explaining this concept, am I? But yeah, I want it to be a self-therapy thing where you can spend that. I don't think that these have to take a long time to color. I think they're gonna be like short, well, you know, fast and easy, but where you get deep with yourself while you're doing it, you know. I don't know how long they will take to color. I have no idea yet. We'll have to try to color some. Lemonade, yeah. In a good way, exactly. In a good way. Because lemons can be pretty good. I mean, in Spain, the lemons were awesome. But everything in Spain was awesome because it was fresh. It was with the fruits and veggies. So it is also fresh here. You can get really good veggies and fruits, and you can get Jerusalem artichokes. You couldn't get those in Spain. And I'm making mean Jerusalem artichoke soup that is just like nom 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 nom, nutty and creamy and velvety goodness. So this is lovely. I really enjoy it. I get in this mode when I'm doing these, that it's sort of like, I think the speed of my heart slows down and my breathing slows down and I feel more relaxed when I twist it up like this. And you can get my original poster of my biggest twister ever. Oh my god, it took me hours and hours to do that. There's a video on YouTube of it, and I did have it scanned, and it's like 72 by 72 centimeters, which I think is about 20 by 20 inches. So it's more than 20 by 20 inches. It's a big one. It's a really big one. Yeah, well, I don't have a converter right now. Centimeters and inches is a difficult one. When you're grown up with centimeters, then inches is like incomprehensible. But you know, I work in inches now. Margarita, I love that idea. Margaritas are my favorite cocktail. I just love that saltiness and the lemon, and I just love it. Margaritas are great. We should have like a summer cocktail coloring party where everything has to be colored in cocktail colors. So you'll have like tequila sunrise positivity twisters, and you'll have a blue lagoon positivity chill twisted chill pills, and yeah, you know, a real cocktail coloring party where all the colors are inspired by really exotic cocktails. That would be cool, wouldn't it? Like the only thing would be that you have to like pick a cocktail as your color palette, and then you work from there. Pick a favorite cocktail and you work that into the coloring. That would be a cocktail party of coloring these twisters. Maybe we'll have that at the launch of the book. A cocktail party. That could be cool. I like that idea. See, that is a positive thought. I have to figure out how to get that you can actually post comments with pictures, because we'd have to see the cocktails. We'd have to definitely see the cocktails. If we can't taste it. These, though, the big one, Beverly, the big one is 72 centimeters by 72 centimeters, and it's a round twister that is poster sizes. I think it's also on the pay hip, actually. For $5. It's like pretty cheap, but of course, you know, you have to have it printed in the big size. And these ones are 5 inches by 5 inches. So these are tiny ones. You know, they will. 1 second, I'm just going to show you what size the actual book is going to be. The actual book with these inside will be this size. And yeah, now you can, now it's so close. I'll show you next to a US letter size. This is the US letter size book. And I can't even get all of it in on the cam because I've so zoomed here. And this is, yeah, this is the one I'm coloring in. And this is a 6 by 6 inches. So that is small because it's square. I like it square. So, so that is going to be the size of that book. But it's not going to be, this one has 250 in it. So this is a very, very fat one. The tiny fat book of pattern designs of mine. Oh shit, it's going down, this one. The tripod is not happy with me. So I have to be really careful that it doesn't go down all the way. Because I wanted to get so close to the picture. It would be nicer if I could zoom on the camera, but I can't. And my hair keeps touching the tripod, so but yeah, this is gonna be that size, 6 by 6 inches, a little square book, because I kind of like the square format. I'm cutting myself off with the square format because it's not an recognized format. So that means that it won't be eligible for bookstores. But shoot me, I wanna do the square book. I also do it with the mandala books and some other books I've done in 8.5 by 8.5. I wish I could do them in 9 by 9 or 12 by 12. That would be like a dream if I could do 12 by 12 books, but I can't. Unfortunately, I can't. There is no option to do that. The super big one is 72 centimeters by 72 centimeters. And that is big. That is big. And it took me a lot of hours to draw. And there's a, I think it's called, I don't remember right now, but it's on my YouTube. It's in old videos on the page, but they're probably very long down because there's so many videos in between. But that was one of my very first big twisters. And that was one I did before I made the book size twisters because it was so popular and people really liked it. And I really loved drawing it. And you can, I mean, I can variate, you know, there's never 2 twisters that are the same. So, you know, that's a nice thing. It's the same style. And I mean, I had a comment of somebody who had bought it on Etsy. And said, yeah, they liked the patterns, there was lots of them, but they were too similar. And that's why I say, look at the video, because if you see the video, you will definitely get a feeling if it's something for you. And yeah, the twisters are similar, because it's the twisters. They're all similar. They're all different, and you can put a twist on each of them in however you like it. But yes, it's monotone, it's meditative, and it's very similar. Yeah, 28, almost 30 inches, yeah. Cool, thank you, Beverly. And I think it's called Supradala Spin or something like that on my Payhip or on YouTube. I'm not really, no, maybe it's called Twist on that. I'm not sure. But I mean, I could of course research it, but not right now. But there's a big video of it, and it's a really, it was a mind-blowing to draw it. And I didn't color the big one yet because, yeah, I want to color it in the real size, but just having it scanned cost me like 500 kronas. And it's really expensive to get the big professional scans, and I can't scan a drawing that's big because my scanner can max scan A3. So there's no way that I can scan a drawing of that size. So I have to go to a professional place, and if I did not live in Denmark, it would be way more feasible to do that financially in other countries. But since I do live in a country where everything's darn expensive, then it costs me an arm and a leg to get them scanned. And that's really annoying, because I would love to draw more big poster things. But you know, it also has to be like, you know, if I even, I think I would have to sell, to cover the cost, I would have to sell about over 100 of them, and I don't. I mean, so, you know, that's just to cover the cost of having the scan done. Then we're not talking about having any kind of profit at all. We're just talking about covering the cost of the scan. So that's why I had to stop, because, and that's why I don't have it colored, because on top of that, if I have to have it printed in the size, because I don't want to color on the original of that one. I like to keep originals. What I did before I found out that there were some people who like to color it, was that I would just color directly on my original while I was drawing. I would draw a bit, and then I'd color a bit, and then I'd draw a bit, and then I'd color a bit. But I had to stop doing it like that, because I had to scan them and make them available. Hi Daisy, nice to see you. Well, you just stop in, Susanna, when you have time. It's nice to see you when you're here. So life is busy sometimes, and you know, it's nice that you haven't forgotten me or us. So you just stop in when you have time, and we are happy to see you. I'm happy to see you. So yeah, this is gonna be pretty. I'm actually, you know, it hasn't taken so long, so I might just do one from the top as well. Then we'll get those books done faster. So yeah, I had to stop doing that because I just couldn't afford it. And yeah, I couldn't afford to have it printed either, so that I could color it. And one day I will, you know, one day I will get it, and then I will color it, color a huge one. I know that I have actually a few big ones that I drew up the base pattern for, just like the mandala pattern in a big one. There's like, I have one that's 50, I think I have two that's 50 by 50. So not as big as the 72s by 72, because I think those are going to be impossible here in this space. And I have promised that I will try to do them. They will probably be done over more sessions of drawing, because some of them, they take hundreds of hours to draw. So it's definitely not something that you do in one session. I mean, then I would break my hand, and I wouldn't sleep for 3-4 days, and that would probably not be very interesting. So those, if I'm gonna draw some of them live, what I used to do before was that I would video me drawing them, and then I'd just make the speed video afterwards, because seeing them being drawn live would be tedious. See, it's already done. I'll do one more where I do it from the bottom, where you see it from the blank. If you're into it, you want to see me do one more? I mean, you know, now I'm sort of started, and I'm happy, and I can do one more. But so I'm gonna be doing the base pattern. So this is just the flow of how I feel in the moment. This is gonna be a big one. That's a big one. So this is about having a steady hand. So it doesn't work with heavy hangovers. Luckily, I don't get hangovers. Yes, and I did. I slept really good today. I had a nap in the afternoon, which was awesome, and had a good time to do it. This is going to be a little bit bigger than that one. I can see that I'm making the lines way bigger. But who says that they have to be equally sized? So this is like, now there's 4 lines there. And I think I'm going to go in and make one here. As some of you may have heard before, I'm a big fan of uneven numbers. So now there's like 5 flowing through there. And I think that's pretty good for that. These are a bit fat. These are a bit fat lines, but that's good. Then there's something for somebody who doesn't like the tiny spaces. And now we're going to go for this one. I'll see if I can get my hand into it. Yeah, that's nice. So this is how I make the base pattern, the flow of the drawing. And that is just like a matter of my first initial movements that will sort of decide where it goes. And then because that part is kind of big, then I want to go different here. Well, you know, it's just how I want to go. I'll just have a sip and I'll just have a little look and we'll see where I go from here. Because it is in the moment. Nice curved line. Of course, this will take a little bit more time to clean because I can't get my face into the drawing because then I will molest the camera too much. So that's how a twister is born. Yeah. And we still got some empty spaces here to play with, so there's more coming. So now I have to see where I want to go from here. Maybe I want to have something that spreads here. I'm hoping that I have it. Yeah, I have it so you can see it. That's nice. Let me go 4. 5, 6. 7. See, now I have a little bit because there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'll have to do this so that I can get a 9. So, no 38 there. There's a 9. I like 9. It's like 3 by 3, so that's pretty good. So yeah, this has a really lovely flow. It's a very different than that flow, but it's also a different day because I drew up that base pattern another day. So let's see what we're gonna take here. I think I'm gonna take it down there. And if you see, like, some of the stuff that I clean is like, for instance, here where I go above, you know, I go a little bit outside. That's something that I'll clean up once I start cleaning it. And then I'll connect this down here. I hope my fat hand doesn't. Let's see. So we got a new base pattern going. So that's the beginning of the next one. So I'm happy with that. It has a nice flow. coming into each other. And that will definitely be the last I do today, because then I have to get the new banner for the Weirdie of tomorrow up, and I'll have to get up that Weirdie of the 10th to the page so you guys can get it, and download the live video, now live videos, because I'll have this one as well to download, and I'll go sleepy. Oh yeah, and I have to call back. It's probably too late now. Yeah, I'll try. Then at least I did try to call back. But really, it's just as easy as to follow my art page, then you know if I'm available or not on the telephone. Because if I'm doing live video, I'm not really available. But I just hate not to answer the phone, because, you know, if somebody's calling, they might think that it's because I don't like them or something, or that I don't want to talk to them, that I don't answer. So I just like to just answer and say I can't talk right now. And I hope it doesn't bug you too much in the video that I do that, but I just don't, you know, I hate if I call somebody and they don't answer. Sort of makes me distressed and sad. So that in that respect, I'm probably a person who almost always, I mean, if I don't answer, it's because I'm in the bath and I can't hear it, or it's in my bag. If I'm outside, then I can't hear it either, or if I'm really sleeping, but I have to sleep like, I mean, it doesn't take a lot to wake me, so I have to be like really asleep in order not to answer the phone. So here we go. Getting 2 little positivity twister chill pills ready for the positive encouragement book. To build yourself, to, this is, yeah, what's called self-therapy thing of positivity. I like that, to be able to do therapy on yourself positively. You know, just, you know, I mean, there's not going to be any guarantees. Only guarantee is that you're going to get some color out of it, and maybe you'll also feel better. So you never know. I mean, I think it's the little things, it's the little breaks we take for ourselves that can help us, and the little attention that we give to ourselves that will make us appreciate ourselves more. And that's what we need to get into, appreciating ourselves, because once we appreciate and fully embrace ourselves, it'll also be easier to embrace others, and not to see everything from a negative perspective. If you have better, you know, also built better confidence and a better love and understanding for yourself, that will also help a lot, I think. And I'm hoping that those positive ideas that I want to put in the book, and the positive mantras, can help remind you. It's not teach you, remind you of how great you are. Because I think we all know at some point in our lives, when we're feeling on top of everything, then we do know that we are great in a way. But we need to be reminded sometimes, because sometimes life and what happens in life can bring us down a bit, and, you know, make the days gray and boring, and kind of, you know, duh. Especially, you know, if you're sick or something, you know, that really can bring everything down, and you just twirl down into a big black hole, and you can't find your way back up. And I'm thinking that maybe, you know, if you have this little positive encouragement that you can think about while you're coloring, maybe it'll get more stuck in there. Because I always had, like, when I was in school, I always had to write things down. because then I would remember them for the exams and stuff. And I'm thinking, if you are thinking about that positive mantra, this is gonna like give you something for your self-confidence or your self-love. If you're focused on thinking that while you're coloring, then, you know, maybe it will get deeper stuck inside of your self-conscious. Wow, yeah, I'm going deep here. But that's the way that's how I see it. I should have my, yeah, I have here. I have this, just so that I don't smudge it with my little sweaty fingers. You know, that would be annoying to clean. I don't want to clean more than necessary, because sometimes some drawings take longer to clean than they actually took to draw. Mine does not anymore, because I learned. And the more you clean drawings, the cleaner you actually draw. Only problem I have with the talking while I'm doing this is sometimes I spit a bit when I'm talking, and I don't want to have these wet patches on my drawing. And this paper is a blue pad paper like this one that I have down here. This is a very good paper that I love to draw on, and it's affordable. And I need to get some new in this size. If we're gonna do this positivity twister thing, then I'll have to get definitely some more. We have enough to start on, but I'm the kind of person who likes to be prepared. And I'm also the kind of obsessive person who could easily one day, if I'm inspired, sit down and draw 25. And then I will not be able to do anything for 3-4 days because my hands are hurt. So I'm trying to avoid that. I'm really, really trying to stay away from getting obsessive with the drawing, because I have known to hurt my hands a lot of times, so that I had to totally stop and couldn't do anything, not even be on the computer, because they get in braces, the fingers, which is annoying. But this year it hasn't been so bad. I mean, we promised that it was going to be a cold winter, but my fingers have been pretty good. They've been holding up, probably because I haven't been excessive in my drawing. Exactly, like your own cheerleader, but I think it just goes deeper if you're thinking it while you're drawing, that it will maybe get stuck. I don't know if it will, you know, I mean, of course I don't know, but I'm just thinking that, like when I write something down, I remember it better. So I'm thinking, if you think the mantra and the positive thoughts while you're disconnecting and coloring, then maybe it will go to a deeper place in the mind and get stuck in there in a better way than just saying it in front of the mirror. You know, I don't like mirrors, so I would never do that. But you know, I'm just thinking that maybe it will go a level deeper if you're in that disconnection, while you just know that this is the thought I have now. This is the mantra that I'm thinking about, and I'm thinking about how I can build on that. Then I think that maybe it will settle in a deeper place, or I hope that it will. And for some it will, and for others it will just seem silly, you know. I mean, it doesn't matter, you know, it's okay if somebody thinks it's silly. It's just how I think. And if it works for one person, then it's enough. You know, it doesn't have to work for everyone. But, you know, everything is worth a try. Oops, that was not so good. I'll have to clean that. Yeah. So, but you can see the flow. It's going to be flowing. It's going to be, you know, gentle. And, you know, I kind of like that. And that's what the twisters are all about, sort of a gentle mental flow that is meditative. And it's actually pretty hard to talk while I'm drawing them, because I get sort of meditative when I draw these. I get sort of in this deep relaxed mode. You can probably hear it even on my voice from how I talk when I'm coloring to how I talk when I'm drawing twisters, that I sort of get a little bit more chill and a little bit slower paced. I don't know how to say that word. I don't know. It's just, it brings a chill over me, like a relaxation. I'm trying to keep it under the camera. So this is how it goes, and yeah, it's repetitive, it's meditative, and I think it's a good way of relaxing if people like it. There's nobody who says that everybody has to like everything, and that's the way of accepting that we're all different. Thank you. Yeah, I do think I have a steady hand. I think that comes from years and years of drawing, and years of also, you know, I always drawn black and white and patterns, and I think it comes simply from experience. And yes, I have a steady hand. I remember when I started to draw on the iPad, oh my God, my hand was not steady because it was slippery, and I gave it up a few times, and I was like, no way, this is not like paper at all. But I kept at it, and now, you know, like, I love it. But I don't draw twisters on iPad. It just doesn't feel right for me. I don't draw them on that. It just it's totally wrong for me to draw them because it's a process. So I don't do that. I only draw them in the hand on paper, and a lot of them goes in the bin. But not these. They won't go in the bin because I'm better than I was before. And I don't get so upset if there's one little itch, because I can fix it, you know, I can fix it. So it depends how big the blob is, you know, then I will I'll just discard the drawing. That's good. You're getting relaxed watching me. That's it. Just wait till I make the speed video of it. I'll make it slow speed, not slower than this, faster than this, but with the chill music so you can't hear me talking. Then it will be really relaxing, I think. I mean, the best would be if I could zoom in and really, you know, if you could just see it without the hand. I mean, if you could just see those lines develop like boom, that would be pretty cool. I actually got a tablet thingy where you were supposed to be able to record, and you were supposed to be able to draw on a piece of paper on top of it, and then it would record all the steps for the video. You had to put this little magnetic device on the pen or pencil, whatever media you were drawing with, and then you just draw on your normal paper on top of it, and it would make a digital recording so that you would be able to have that without the hand. I got it in for review. I'm not going to tell you the brand name because the review is not very successful one. And if I don't have anything nice to say about the product that somebody sent me, then I prefer to tell them that I didn't like it. That I won't be, it won't be a, you know, then they can make a choice. Do they want to have a negative review, or do they want to have nothing? Because they won't get a positive one if I don't like it. And they preferred me not to make one. So that was fine. I think, you know, what they needed to do was to perfect it, and I think now they have a new version out of it. And I'm hoping that that's better. But they didn't ask me to review it again. They didn't ask me to review it again at all. So I guess, you know, I'm not going to get another one for free. So that's the way it is. But I'm honest in what I say and what I do. And I also say, if somebody asks me to review something, I tell them beforehand that, that's the way it goes down. If I'm not gonna just be positive because you gave me something, I'm gonna be honest because I want to have an integrity that people can rely on what I say. So, and then I do give them the option if they want me to go ahead and do it anyways, or they just want my feedback on what could be better. And in this case, they just got the feedback on what could be better. And that was because this thing didn't follow the lines that I was doing precisely, so it was useless. It was just a big mess. But I do think I've seen promotions of their newer products, and they do look like they are better at getting that precision that I need. I mean, I really need the lines to be precisely recorded, otherwise it's useless. Well, I think they wanted the truth, they wanted the feedback, but they didn't want a negative review, so they chose to just go with the feedback. But if I was them, I would have sent the new version, and if that really is better than the old one and it works, then I would have, I would have made a review where I talked about both versions and that it was improved and now worked. So, they could have gotten a good one. That's the way it goes down. I think some people just get offended by hearing the truth. That's why it doesn't offend me when somebody says they don't like my work. That's their personal opinion, and they are totally entitled to not like it. Of course, on a personal level, yes, I do get offended. But I have to, anybody who does anything creative has to also have an understanding that they're not appealing to everybody on the planet Earth. There's very few people who succeed to make anything that will, that will appeal to everybody on the planet. I mean, there's even people who don't like chocolate. There's people who don't like chocolate. Come on, I mean, it's impossible to please everyone. I mean, there's one of the other moms, she doesn't drink alcohol because she doesn't like it. Yeah, exactly. You can't appeal to everyone. So you just have to go with the flow and accept that not everything is for everyone. And if you accept that, maybe you can let go of the hurt and anger that you feel if people don't love your art or your babies or your creativity, or just say, okay, well, it's not for everyone. Is that also those people who are saying, oh, why are you doing adult coloring? That's stupid. If somebody says that, why are you coloring pages? That's for children. Then just accept that they are just not there. They don't fully understand. You do, and you're the one who has to appreciate it, not them. And you can always, look upon them with a little bit of, feel bad for them because they haven't really understood how to relax and be creative, which is sad because they might be the ones who actually need to chill out a bit. They need to have somebody. Yeah, I've heard about people who didn't like chocolate either. Exactly, it does keep it keeps you creative. It keeps that inner creativity that you have as a child alive. The creativity, most children are extremely creative, and they can come up with really creative ideas if you put them in projects where they have to come up with product ideas or inventions and stuff like that. Then children are creative because they think out of the box. It's the schools that sort of at some stage you know, kills the creativity within by saying, oh, but you have to do it this way because this is the correct way or whatever. Yeah. So you know, that's, you know, there's things that kills creativity in young people, and takes that pleasure away. So if you can keep that creativity and that love of creativity alive, you also will be more inventive, you know, you will have more ideas and see the world in a different way. And that can only be a good thing. Well, you know, I have to say it can only be a good thing because I'm an artist. I've been an artist all my life, and it's my whole life is to draw and create and try to, you know, like, you know, big enjoyment is to see others have a fun with what I do and enjoy it too and develop it to another level and see some things that results that I couldn't even dream of if I did it myself. You know, that's so rewarding. And that's what I found in adult coloring that I didn't have in my art life before, because I mean, I've only been doing stuff for adult coloring for like what, a little bit more than 3 years maybe. And before I was just doing what they call fine art, paintings and big drawings, and you know, that whole scene of expositions, which I never really liked. And there is no real interaction and flow there, because the people that you are sort of getting the opinions of are just stupid art snobby critics who have very set motions, and where you really get into that world because you have this and that connection. Games are great. I used to play this garden game where you had to find hidden objects. I loved those hidden objects games. First of all, they were just so beautifully created, and it's just beautiful to look at. And then just finding those hidden objects, I found that, you know, in my daily life, I would just, you know, when I looked at the world, I would see it differently, and I would discover things that I didn't see before. I loved that game. I don't remember what it was called, but I played it a lot when I was pregnant with Victoria, and just, you know, the first time after, when I wasn't drawing and doing art. I played that game a lot. I stopped because I had all the trophies you could get, and then there was a glitch in the game, and somebody who was a runner-up on me got more trophies than me, and I knew it was impossible because I had played from day one and I had all the trophies. And in the end, I asked the player, how, and she said, no, it's just a glitch. If you keep on doing it there, it will keep on giving you the trophy again and again. And it just got me so annoyed that I stopped. Yeah. So, but then I got back into doing art. So I stopped gaming. But it was a very good period, the gaming. It was fun. It was nice, and it brought some value, you know, and some people can't see that. Others can. So you see, it's almost done. It was a very pretty one. I think they're going to be great. So I'm going to be trying to do these when I can. When I have time and I have energy, I'll be trying to do them. You can see they're not that, it doesn't take that long. I think it might take longer to color it than it does for me to draw it. But, and then some might see the video and say, oh, I could color that. I could draw that too. And hey, I'm sure that there's quite a lot of people who could draw this too, but there's also a lot who can't, because there's a big difference between having done it for 20 years and not. So anyways, it's a flow thing, and she dropped a pencil. That's it. 2 positivity twisted chill pills. Oh, I'll have to read all the, I didn't see, I'll just read the messages here, the comments. Yeah, word games are good too. Yeah, thinking is a good thing. Oh, and you scan too, Tina. That's awesome. So this is it for today. I have been, I colored a weary, the 8th, and we did this little drawing live session. And I'll be back tomorrow. Now I will update and I'll make sure you have the 10th available so you can download and print for the 10th weirdy. And then we'll see when I draw some more Twister Positivity Chill Pills. And I say bye, bye. Have a nice evening and see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.